Alright everyone, today we're going to talk about NXT Takeover 30 and SummerSlam 2020. So, I enjoyed both of these, and if I had to pick one over the other, I'd probably say SummerSlam, because the bar for NXT Takeovers are usually really high, and I don't think this one was that good, but it was still worth the watch. You know what I mean? Like, if you keep it with NXT, you probably should watch the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like something you can just skip and then wait for the results. I would like to think, because it was interesting. I only predicted half the matches correctly. The last 3 matches are the ones that I got right, and everything before that I kept getting them wrong. So I kind of came in the middle of the triple threat tag and the More Contenders match, but there were some cool little moments in there, like Raul Mendoza's like spiral tap corkscrew, whatever the fuck he did off the top rope to the floor was sick. But I didn't think Breezango was gonna win, and they did. It was a solid match. It was pretty much what I expected, so that was cool. I think the next match was actually Timothy Thatcher versus Finn Balor, which I actually forgot was happening. It was pretty physical, and I thought that Timothy should have won this one, but he didn't. Finn won. I guess that's to build to Finn going back after the UK title, because that's coming back in September. So I guess it makes sense for him to try to keep his momentum before he faces Walter. But I thought it just made sense for Thatcher to win that one, because he needed the momentum. He attacked Finn, and now he loses. Kind of looks like, kind of looks weak, but Thatcher does a pretty good job of like being believable, regardless of if he wins or loses. Like, every time I see him, I still think he has a chance of winning, despite the fact that I've seen him lose before. He still maintains his credibility, which is pretty cool to see. The next match I think was it Pat McAfee? No, I'm skipping one, aren't I? No, I think it might have been the ladder match next. Was it? Man, it's killing me, dude. It's killing me. Anyways, I think it might have been Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole, which blew me away. I didn't expect it to be that good. It was kind of like Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Triple H from 7 to McMahon. I did not think it was going to be as good as it was, but it wasn't as good as that match that I compared it to. But it was still really good. It might have been. I don't know. I might have to watch it again. I will watch it again, actually. But it was a really fun match. Pat McAfee with the swanton off the top to the outside onto a pile of bodies, but it was so cool to see him do it. The perfect backflip off the top rope, runs back up into a superplex on Adam Cole. And the way he took the Ushigoroshi, like, it looked wrong, but it was like, it worked because it made sense with the story, with him having a lack of experience. I don't know if he did that intentionally or not, but if he did, kudos to him. It was really solid, and I like how it ended with the Panama Sunrise, but I think Adam Cole should have gone for that and then said, nah, you're not worth it, and then hit him with the last shot instead. But maybe he was saying, I want to like put away all the talks. I got to do my most devastating finish to the Panama Sunrise. And man, would it be really devastating if no one ever kicked out of it, huh? Anyways, I think the next one might have been the ladder match. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. The ladder match was pulling on my heartstrings, because I kept thinking Cameron Grimes was going to win. That's what I predicted. Every single time it was like, no, Cameron's not going to win. He's going to climb up there and he's going to take a back bump. That's what he's going to do. Pissing me off, man. Like, I kept getting scared because I wanted Cameron to win, so anyone else who almost won, I was like, dude, you already won. Fuck off, go away. You know what I mean? But no, I was wrong. Damian Priest, the big man, actually won the ladder match. I didn't think it really favored, him in this case, but they, did the whole switcheroo, and he had a challenge for it before, so now him winning it, I guess it feels a lot more important, because he tried to win the first time, and now he changed his character. He's become more of a face. He's become more, I guess, more himself. You know what I mean? Or maybe he's like he's basically got good karma, is what I'm trying to say. Like, he started off as a bad dude, so he wasn't getting good things happening to him. So then he started being a good dude, and yeah, bad things kept happening, but he still was getting somewhere versus where he was going originally. So it was kind of cool with him winning the ladder match, but I still wanted Cameron Grimes to win. I still hope that he does win the North American Championship, because every time, and he kept making it look like he was going to win, but he didn't. Sick of the slander, man. But that splash off the top of the ladder, by the way, by Bronson Reed with Candice on his back, I thought Johnny Gargano was never gonna get up again, and then he did. Like there were a lot of spots like that, which I thought was cool. The one spot that was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. I know there were probably multiple spots like this, but when Velveteen Dream had, I think he had Cameron up on his shoulders, or maybe it was Johnny Gargano when he did the Death Dream Valley Driver onto the ladder onto Damian Priest, and the ladder didn't break. I thought that made a lot of sense when he did that. I thought that was a pretty cool little setup that they did. Because with him not going through the ladder, then there was a chance that he would get back up and win, you know. But there was a lot of cases like that. So weird. I don't know. There were a lot of cases where someone should have just not gotten back up, but they got back up. Anyways, I think the next match will be the women's title, right? I thought it would be match of the night, and it was a pretty good match. I don't think it was match of the night though, but it was a pretty good match. Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. And it wasn't a lack of on their part. It was just Pat McAfee surprised me, so that's just my opinion on that. It was nice. I liked what they went for, where it was like Dakota Kai knew if I hit this KO kick, I can beat her, right? If I rattle her brain a bit, I can take this girl, I can win this championship. And then once it wasn't working, here comes Raquel Gonzalez. She hits her finisher on Io, and Io kicks out. And then Rhea comes down after the match, by the way, and she has a standoff with Raquel Gonzalez, which I thought was cool, but it was like, I don't think Rhea needs to fight Raquel, but at the same time, Raquel needs to fight Rhea. So if she beats Rhea, makes her a bit more credible threat. But she could also very well lose, and then we can get Rhea's title rematch against Io, and you know, we can see who wins that one, which would be a cool match. So I'd much rather just see her go straight for Io's title. I think that's what should happen. But maybe they're gonna just work on it on an episode with Raquel and Rhea, and then just switch over to the title with Rhea and Io, which would be cool. So yeah, Io ended up winning with the moonsault. What I am surprised by is that she doesn't have another finisher, like a standing finisher. Like I could be wrong here. I think in Japan she had like a bridging German suplex, was like sometimes she would win with that. I think it might have been a signature move, but definitely that was something that she used. I remember her using that a lot. But the moonsault works too. It's fine. I don't know. I'm just surprised she doesn't have something like that. I know she has a submission move, but usually everybody's got the standing, finisher. But I'll take it. I'll take it because that's okay. It's different. It's different from everyone else. She stands out. I think that's really cool. Main event: Karrion Kross versus Keith Lee, and I thought Karrion would win this one, and he did. Now something was off about this match, and apparently Karrion has a separated shoulder. Here's my thing with it being off. It felt like these two should have just been in there beating the crap out of each other. That's what it should have been like, I think, based off how they were building it. Or at least someone should have been uber aggressive, but I think Karrion's more of a controlled aggression, and Keith Lee was trying to keep his aggression controlled because he didn't want to get too emotional with his title on the line and make a mistake and end up losing it. He showed a lot of resilience, but in the end it took a backdrop driver from the top rope to the center, which was pretty damn sick. But it felt like there could have been more done here, and it might have had to do with the separated shoulder. Like in my head, when I thought this match was coming up, the promo was hype and everything was cool. I thought it was going to be Keith Lee was going to try to walk this dude down and pummel him, just beat the brace off of him, right? But Karrion, he can't seem to stop him, and slowly Keith tires himself out trying to beat up Karrion, and then Karrion takes over the match and slowly and methodically destroys Keith Lee. But apparently Keith Lee is going to be on Raw. And my favorite match again, Pat McAfee versus Adam Cole. Now we move on to SummerSlam. I think, man, I like SummerSlam. There were a lot of matches on the card, but the pacing for each of the matches I think was pretty solid. I don't think there was a match that went on too long. There was one match that wasn't as good as it could have been for what the stipulation. Well, two matches were like that, but everything else I liked. Apollo Crews defeating MVP was expected. They didn't take too long with it, which was cool, and they're moving right into Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews at Payback apparently, so I'm down with that. I do think, however, it could have been more MVP trying to be the veteran and outwit Apollo Crews like for the whole match. I think that would have been cool, because they rarely do that. Like they do it, but I feel like it's never been a focus. Like think about it like Ric Flair versus Brock Lesnar. I'm not saying Apollo Crews is Brock Lesnar, But basically, Ric Flair didn't have a chance of winning that match, but he kept finding a way to turn things around, basically. But I guess MVP is supposed to be credible, a credible threat, despite him being kind of like a coward-ish, you know? But I get it, I guess. I can roll with that. Don't get stuck in that match for too long. I think the first match was Asuka versus Bayley. I expected Bayley to win. She won the matchup. I thought what was going to happen was Sasha was going to get involved and it was going to help Bayley win the title. And that's exactly what happened. It was very predictable, but it was a fun match to watch, no less. Asuka, I feel like her code breaker thing should be called the lock breaker. I think that's a good name for it, but I don't think they'll call it that. But that's a good name for it, in my opinion. I might tweet it and see if that gets some traction. Follow me on Twitter, by the way, CJExtreme98. Anyways, I think they could have gone more in on Asuka being worn out. Like, imagine, like, Bayley was just trying to retain her title. She wasn't really trying to help Sasha, as evident by stuff that she said in the past, where it's like, oh, this will be an important match for me, or yeah, I'll do all the heavy lifting or whatever. So she's more concerned about her title more than she was about Sasha's title, which is understandable. But with their friendship, it's going to, you know, play a part into their inevitable downfall as a unit. We're going to see how that pans out at Payback. Who are they going to defend the tag titles against? That's my question. Might be a tag team turmoil match. They haven't done that with women yet, and I'd be down to see it if they do it. Anyways, I think we go now into, I don't remember what the next match was. Oh man. Tag titles. I remember now. It's Andrade and Angel Garza versus Street Profits. I thought Angel Garza and Andrade were gonna win. It made the most sense to me. It did not happen. And I think the only reason it didn't happen is because they want to get more matches out of this. And it's probably gonna, the title changing hands, the tag title changing hands are probably gonna happen either on Raw or they're gonna happen at Payback. And Payback will probably be Bianca Belair attacking Zelina Vega, or maybe Zelina Vega will get her payback because she got hit off the apron. So maybe her payback will be she'll cost them the tag titles. You know, keep on going with that theme. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll get more, I actually just had an idea just now for Sasha and Bayley come Payback, but continuing. This match was okay. It wasn't bad at all. It was just like, I feel like if it had more time, that would have been really cool, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the time it got, and I'm fine with the Street Profits winning, even though I feel like they should have lost here. Because Angel Garza and Andrade, like, they've been a team, trying to team here, and their story has been kind of told now. They're finally on the same page, so I feel like to reward them being on the same page, they win the titles here, and maybe they win the titles by cheating, and then come Payback, Street Profits can try to get their revenge with Bianca's ringside, and instead they went a different route where Andrade got distracted because they're more concerned about Zelina Vega getting knocked off the apron. So are they going to split up now? I hope not. What would be the next match here? I think we can go into, I think the next one would be Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. I think it was a men's match again though. It wasn't Dominic and Seth yet. That didn't happen. The world title matches didn't happen yet. I think it was Mandy Rose and Sonya. Let's just say it was. Career threatening match. One of these competitors are gonna leave, they lose. And I think the crap thing with this match is that the table spot didn't work out and they didn't use enough weapons in my opinion. Like, yeah, you have Dominic versus Seth later on, but I feel like these two have had a rivalry for so long, just like Ray and Seth and Dominic and Seth. I think they should have just beat the crap. I think like Sonya should have been all over her and Mandy could have been a little merciful, and then she would have to step it up a notch to beat Sonya, and she would probably have to do something vicious to beat her, maybe. I don't know, crack her over the head with a chair, or hit her with a finisher on the chair, or put her through the table for the finish or something like that. But I think that they were on a time slot, a time schedule or whatever, so it didn't work out the way that it was supposed to with the table spot and whatever else that was supposed to happen. So it probably got screwed up because of that, which sucks. That really sucks if that's the case. But nevertheless, it didn't deliver the way I wanted it to. I thought Mandy would win. She did win, and I'm okay with that. Hopefully, it's probably going to give Sonya some time to be off TV after her whole kidnapping thing. That sucks. Don't be creepy, guys. Don't be creepy, okay? Even though I'm kind of weird sometimes. Just don't be creepy. Don't do it. plain and simple. I think now might have been the women's title, the other women's title match. Yes? Or was it Dominic and... it was Dominic and Seth. This match was match of the night, in my opinion. There were potential contenders. Maybe Sasha and Asuka. Maybe Drew and Orton, but the finish was weird on that one. But I gotta give it to Dominic and Seth. I just gotta give it to him. This was so good. I knew Dominic was gonna be good, but I didn't think it was gonna be that good. This guy, I know Seth like walked him through pretty much everything, it seemed like, right? He was helping him out. He was guiding him. But the only mistake that I saw Dominic make throughout that entire match was where his foot got caught with the superplex. That was scary. But he took it still. He took his bumps. He sold everything pretty well. It was just great. It just was. Side wrestling leg sweep with the kendo stick through a table. Come on, man. This guy's crazy. Frog splash. Gets blocked the first time. Hits it the second time. Gets blocked the third time. And gets hit with a stomp. But, I mean, they should call it the curve stomp, but whatever. At least call it the blackout. Or maybe not. But it was a good match, no less. Probably the match of the night. We move on now to Asuka and Sasha. And I think... oh, Seth didn't win, by the way. Yeah. And I predicted he would win because I felt like this was going to continue a little bit longer, leading to like a tag match maybe with Dominic and Rey, which would be really cool. So that's probably what's going to happen at Payback, which works out. So the whole thing is like you'll never see it coming, but this next match was pretty predictable, though it was really good. The sensitive foot bomb from Sasha to Asuka was nasty. Asuka's just insanely good, dude. That's why she's one of my favorites. You know, she's in my fave 5, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it was a good match. It was definitely worth watching. And no matter how many times I see Asuka wrestle Sasha or Bayley, it's always good. So that means either that Asuka's really, really good, or Sasha and Bayley is also going to be really, really good, or both, or just one. We'll see. I think this is going to be awesome when Bayley and Sasha finally face each other. So this time Bayley tries to help out Sasha, but she didn't take the hit from Asuka, which was what helped Bayley retain. Instead, she moved out of the way, and then Asuka caught her with the spinning back fist, and then defeated Sasha with the Asuka lock. It was really cool back and forth. Sasha calling out for Bayley's help, and then Asuka winning anyway, because Bayley's not there to help her. And then Sasha, the look on her face, man, she was disappointed. She was putting 2 and 2 together, it seemed like. I think Sasha's not going to help Bayley at all for the tag belts. I think they're going to be working together for a bit, and then Bayley's going to be in trouble, and Sasha's going to remember what happened with her title, and she's not going to help Bayley. And Bayley's going to be like maybe in the submission move, and then she's going to tap out. That or Sasha's going to not tag in and cost her the victory, and then attack her after the match, which would be cool to see heel on heel, but they may not do that, but I want to see that. Drew McIntyre versus Orton was a good match. I like that Orton kept going for his finisher. I don't remember Drew going for his finisher too many times, but if he did, that's good too. It was solid, but the finish is what kind of messed me up with this match. The backslide finish, which is okay, but when he said you'll never see it coming, I was like, that better not be why this is tagline that. That better not be why. That's some bullshit. But no, that's not why it was tagged that, and that's okay. Because I probably would have lost my mind if it was the reason. But it was good. It was really good. It was intense. It was great. Just when he said that, it threw me off. By the way, all throughout the entire pay-per-view, I don't think NXT did this. No, NXT didn't do this. The crowd thing was weird. They started piping in stuff, which made it weird. Now, possibly they didn't pipe it in, right? Possibly, but I'm pretty sure they did. And it just made everything weird. It sounded like I was watching a watch party, and the host was saying, CM Pulse was saying that it sounds like he was joking, but it did sound this way. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know. It sounded like the 2K crowd in WWE 2K when nothing's happening and you just kind of hear noises, like ambient crowd talking, but you don't know what they're saying. You can't make it out. That's what it sounded like. Excuse me, I freaking burped and I was talking. I don't know if I heard it or not. It was good though. It was still good. It just, if I'm booking this match, right, I think the backslide finish is good if Randy Orton attacks Drew right after that. But if Drew's going to win and we're not going to do the backslide finish, I think maybe Drew barely wins the match if he's going to retain it all. Otherwise, just have Randy just beat him with a nasty RKO. Like, he hits him with one, he kicks out of it and punts him, picks him back up, hits one of the RKO. That would have been vicious. I don't know, but hey, I guess they're going to fight again at Payback. But if they fight again at Payback, I don't think Drew's going to beat him this time. Well, actually, I do think Drew's going to win again. It's kind of weird that they're, having this match here. Now we move on to our main event, and I think the main event should have been for the WWE Championship, but I get why they didn't do that because of what happened. One of the women's matches maybe could have been the main event, like starting off with Asuka versus Bayley, and then finishing with Asuka versus Sasha would have been pretty cool too, but they didn't do that. They should have, but actually, when's the last time a women's match main evented a pay-per-view? Am I tripping? I swear it's been like a while since that's happened. Maybe I'm wrong, but they probably could have done that. Then whatever. So, Braun Strowman defends the Universal Championship against Bray Wyatt. Now, the whole build to this match is that, I'm a monster. No, I'm a monster. They called them movie monsters, which was cringe and stupid, but they did that. Okay. The Fiend, I assumed, would win the Universal Championship here, and he did. It was a Falls Count Anywhere matchup, and they didn't really, maybe I'm forgetting, but they didn't really go anywhere. They literally went backstage into Gorilla, and then came back out and went back to the ring, and then the match ended with a couple, or maybe 3 Sister Abigails right into the planks that hold up the ring, or that are part of the ring, which was a good finish. But if you're gonna do Falls Count Anywhere, you gotta go everywhere. There's no audience, right? There's no people. Go in the crowd. Go to the parking lot again. Run that spot back. I don't know. Throw him into the ambulance. Hit him with the ambulance, but then he teleports to the ring when you hit him, or you think you hit him and he's in the ring now. You got to come marching back to get him, and then maybe as you're heading to the ring, he gets low blow by Alexa Bliss. Nothing happened with her here. Maybe it's just gonna move on to her own character arc involving Nikki Cross, which could be cool. I don't know. It was just this match, like the build and then what happened, is like kind of disappointing. But it wasn't horrible. It just definitely could have been done better, in my opinion. Definitely could have been done better. But they didn't do it better, and I guess we have to live with that. But I do think that overall this pay-per-view was good. Like, the ending didn't ruin it. And let's not forget the big dog. I'm sorry. He comes to the ring, spears the Fiend right after he wins. Just destroys him with a nasty spear, and then gets out of the ring, hits Braun with the spear. Okay, why is he attacking Braun? Why is he attacking Bray? No one knows. Tune in on SmackDown to find out. Grabs a chair, hits Braun with the chair. Excuse me again, I burped again. Hits Braun with the chair a few times. I think he hit the Fiend again, well, like more chairs, and he probably speared him again too, if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, "You're just a freak with a mask." And his shirt said, wreck everything and leave, something like that. So he's got like a Stone Cold-esque shirt. So a new character for Roman Reigns. I'm down for it. It was a good show overall, and I still think SummerSlam might have been better. I'm gonna rewatch some of these matches on my own time. So for now, thanks for listening. If you made it this far, and if you did, leave a like. Though I doubt anyone made it this far.